This linebacking class is, in my opinion, much better than last year's. Much better than the 2020 drafts linebacker class. This is a very good class, and I'm going to go over my top 10 linebacker prospects from the 2021 NFL draft. If you want to see my full rankings, go to ftfn.com. It's going to be the link in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. Also, I'm on the Flick Sports app. Go to Never Too Early Draft, or you can just follow the link in the description. Go do that. It's just basically football Discord for all us NFL draft nerds. And yeah, let's talk football. I love it. I'm gonna be a little bit more active on that app now that I'm pushing it. But what's crack like? And it's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. That's always much appreciated, much obliged. And yeah, I guess we're pumping out. I'm trying to pump out all these positional ranking videos before what do you call it? Before the Big Ten kicks off their football this weekend. But I don't know if that happened, man. I've been going over a lot of stuff, but I'll try my darndest. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's start the list. It's Cameron McGrone out of Michigan here at 10. I got a 4th round grade on him. He's one of the best run stopping linebackers in the draft. He was very good in 2019. He adds some nice agility as a pass rusher as well. He had 23 pressures and 5 sacks on only 77 pass rushing snaps in 2019. I would like to see an improvement in the coverage department though. He allowed 341 yards and 2 touchdowns on only 12 receptions last season, so I do want to see a bit of a step up from there. That's why I have him as an early day 3 guy. I know a lot of people are pretty high on him, but we'll see this weekend, since I mean the dude, he had decided to opt out and he was going to return for his senior season, but then the Big Ten's like, hey, I guess we're playing, haha, got him. And yeah, he's like, fine, I'll play and then declare. Dang it. But yeah, I definitely think this guy could sneak into day 2. And then Jabril Cox here at 9 out of LSU. If you're not familiar with the guy, he's a transfer from North Dakota State. He was a superstar there. He was a 2-time All-American. The guy, he kind of played all over the field, whether it was in the backfield or in coverage. He was there, dude. I was very eager to see him play in the SEC while he was at North Dakota State. He registered 6 picks in coverage, as well as 18 pass breakups, 14 sacks, 32 tackles for loss in the backfield. So, man, I was stoked because I assumed he was gonna take up the Patrick Queen role here, and kind of sorta didn't happen that way. It's been a wonky year for him. He was kind of blindsided, as was the whole LSU defense, by that Mississippi State and their pesky air raid offense. And yeah, he's allowed 283 yards in coverage thus far this season. So that scares me a bit. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm a little bit more concerned he already has 4 missed tackles on the season. So I would like to see him pretty up his game a little bit, but there's no doubt on this, like, the athletic ability of this guy. That's why I got him here. I got him as a 3rd round prospect. At 8, Monty Rice out of Georgia. This guy's really stepped up his game this season, or at least it looks like he is caught up to his athletic ability in terms of the mental part of the game, being able to recognize plays before the snap, that recognition, I guess. But yeah, the guy's a menace around the line of scrimmage. He's a very sure tackler. And the problem I saw in this 2019 tape, it was he didn't do too much to stand out. I didn't feel like he was much of a difference maker, and I think he's done a very good job thus far this season doing that. I mean, the guy, he had a money strip sack against Tennessee early in the 4th. The guy, he's been good enough in coverage for me to be like, yeah, I think I'm on board with this guy as being a 3rd round prospect. But yeah, I mean, the real meat and the potatoes of this guy, he's a very good run blocker. But he's also very athletic, good size too. Jack Sanborn out of Wisconsin here next on the list. Yeah, dude, he's an average athlete. Nothing spectacular. Kind of borderline for the NFL, but he does play with a very good change of direction. Unfortunately, really no power to his game. Why is he so high on my list, you may ask? Because I'm a sucker for a good coverage linebacker, and he is a stellar coverage linebacker. I do want to see him clean up his tackling in 2020 once the season gets back kicked off. Is that words? Is that a sentence? Gets kicked back off? I don't know. But he had 24 missed tackles on 100 attempts in 2019. I do want to see, I don't necessarily think in the NFL he's going to be used much around the line of scrimmage. That's just not his game. But he has the type of instincts and coverage you can't just teach, and you just kind of hope you can coach up the tackle ability. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're here at 6. Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. Or Tulsa. No, it's Tulsa. I'm just playing with y'all. I really love this guy's size and athleticism. Like athleticism for a size 6'4", 260, and he moves great. I think he's very similar to Jamie Collins Sr. In the NFL in terms of his ability as a pass rusher and his ability to be very, like, I'm not saying he's great, but he's good enough in coverage, you know? Honestly, he's been very solid in coverage since becoming a starter for the Golden Hurricanes, and that was in 2018. His emergence, though, as a blitzer has been really fascinating, though. He has 6 pressures and 3 sacks on only 16 pass rushing snaps this season. I don't know if that's something he can keep up through a greater workload when asked to pass rush, you know? But as far as that sample size, I was very impressed, and it's not like he was going against, terrible teams or lesser competition. One was Central Florida, the other Oklahoma State. So they weren't bad. So I was just very impressed. I mean, his ability around the line of scrimmage, just able to hold up with tackles is just very impressive. And I think this guy is definitely going to be around in that day 2 area when it's all said and done. But before we get into the top 5, go ahead, become that bro, and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up because it really helps the video out a ton. That's why I'm stopping and I'm telling you to go ahead and do that. I appreciate it a ton. And if you don't see your guy on the list, go check FTFN. Go click that stupid link in the description below to see my expanded list. If they're not on there, guess what? I haven't gotten to your guy yet. So leave their name in the comment section below and I'll try to look at them. I'm sorry, I'm one man, I can't evaluate anybody. I ain't got a whole team here. This is me. I do all the production. So let's go into number 5, being Chaz Stinking Surratt out of North Carolina. The guy's a former quarterback, and you can really see that, especially in his play just as a coverage linebacker. He just really understands passing lanes, how to get in the way of those. He's been very good in coverage. He's a sideline to sideline type of athlete, but keep in mind he's been extremely new to the position. That was something we wanted to see a bit more development in 2020 because he had 27 missed tackles on 120 attempts last season. It's not like he shies away from contact either. He just needed to clean up his tackling technique. He just needed to wrap up. Wrap your hands around the guy and hold on for dear life. And I mean, he was never going to be a run stopper either, but again, I'm a sucker for a coverage linebacker because I think that's so hard to find in today's NFL and so important to have. So through the first 2 games, it looks like it was something he was like, as far as the tackling, it was something he cleaned up. He had only 2 missed tackles in the first 2 games, but he's had 6 over the last 2. So I think day 2 is just going to be destined for Surratt. And then the top 4, I got all first round grades on, and it's going to start with Dylan Moses. A lot of people are very high on this guy. Me, I agree. The dude's a freak athletically. He's probably going to run in the low 4.4s, maybe, or 4.5s, maybe high 4.4s. Sideline to sideline player. Like I said, he's an athletic freak. You love to see that. You love to see a guy with great explosiveness. But coming off the ACL injury in 2019, something I really wanted to see was his ability in coverage because he wasn't that great in 2018 in coverage. And that's kind of been an issue with him this season. He hasn't been that great in coverage. I'm not saying he'll always be bad. I mean, the guy's got the physical and athletic upside to be a good coverage linebacker. I just think as of right now, I'm not completely sold on it. If you're grabbing him this early, you're getting him because he's got great upside. And then Nick, my man Bolton out of Mizzou, coming here in number 3. Dude's always around the football, whether it's in pass game, in the run game. He actually stacks up pretty well against blockers because he's kind of stocky. He's compact. I mean, dude's 6 foot and he's like 230. Very compact. Built like a cement traffic lane separator. That's a very big word. The dude's built. But in 2018, he had 8 pass breakups, 2 picks, and only allowed 180 yards in coverage. He's been pretty solid this season, and you would think that given his height, he wouldn't be able to stack up with blockers. He wouldn't be able to stick around the line of scrimmage. I disagree. I think he does a good job. He's not going to push anyone back. He's not going to force ball carriers back, but he won't concede yards. Like, he's going to stop you in your spot. Y'all are going to be stuck there. I mean, from a coverage standpoint, he's got the best instincts in this class. I'm very high on the guy. And then you might be wondering who's 2? Who? It's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Probably butchered that, but I mean, solid name. Out of Notre Dame, a guy that I really, he's gonna, based on the role he plays there at Notre Dame, that kind of like hybrid safety linebacker, like hover role. He's gonna probably be a linebacker, at least it's in his best interest to be a linebacker when he goes to the NFL. He does need to put on a little bit of weight, maybe a lot of bit of weight, maybe like 15 pounds at least, because right now he's 216. But the guy is very good around the line of scrimmage, whether it's in coverage, whether it's blowing up plays in the backfield. One thing I said he needed to improve on, which I've seen a bit of that this season, but I think he's getting better at it, is he kind of plays at 100 miles an hour, and he has a knack for sometimes overrunning plays. So something that I want to see get a little better, and I think it's a work in progress, but still, you love that, just the athletic ability, and just, you know, a lot of players, they have trouble. How would you say that? They have trouble, I guess, getting up to speed with the speed of the NFL. You know, like, you'll hear it all the time where it's like, oh, it looks like the game's finally slowing down for him. I don't think that'll be a problem for Owusu here. The dude is, like I said, he's like 0 to 60 in no time. And I'm a sucker for a good coverage linebacker. So I guess you could kind of put him in that Isaiah Simmons type of category. While I think Simmons was definitely the much more finished, I don't want to say finished prospect, because I think he offers a bit of the same that Simmons does, but I think Simmons was further along than what we have with Owusu. But again, I love the traits. And you know what? I got to root for this guy. He graduated from my high school, so represent, my man. And then, surprise, Micah Parsons. He's number 1. He's going to be a top 5, top 10 pick. Another athletic freak. He lives around the line of scrimmage. In 2019, he had 23 pressures on 87 pass rushing snaps. He stops the run game in its tracks. The guy's just, he destroys blocks. He's great. He's solid enough in coverage. In 2019, he only had one game where he was beat for 50 yards or more. Not like at once, but allowed 50 yards or more in coverage. So with the athleticism, with the instincts, this kid's going to be special. He's going to be a plug and play from day one. And I think the coverage perspective will be something that will come along for Parsons. But yeah, he's number 1. Were there any doubts? Let me know in the comment section below, because that's it for the video. Go ahead, do do that whole YouTube thing, that means come bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up. Why do I talk about it so much? Because it's important. But yeah, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.